This is why astrology matters, even if it's fake. I don't care if it's fake. If people can go ahead and believe in a man in the sky, let me believe in the planets and the stars in the sky. Do you know what I'm saying? So I have conducted a PowerPoint presentation to discuss why astrology matters to me and why I also don't care if it's scientifically accurate. Sorry. We're all just looking for a little bit of meaning, all right? All right? That's what we're doing in religion, spirituality, science. So let mine be cosmic. Let mine be guided by the celestial beings, the planetary bodies. I'm gonna listen to what's going up here. It's a clock, baby. It's a clock. Astrology is as ancient as religion. Surprise, shocking, I know. The Babylonians, the Greeks, the Egyptians, babes, they were already doing that. They were already doing that a while ago. We're just catching up. We have always looked up at the sky for answers. It has just been something we've always done. That is how we discovered planets in the first place. And it's all in correlation with the seasons. It's timing. It's all timing. It's a giant clock in the sky, babe. So our ancient ancestors, they were looking up there too. And guess what? They were like, you see Mercury? It's going backwards. That ain't good. That ain't good. You see Saturn? Uh-oh. Anything Saturn is usually uh-oh. I'm sorry. PowerPoint 3. It's not a science, it's a language. I'm not here to argue that astrology is factual and that it's a science because I mean, I couldn't tell you if there was any findings on this. I don't know. But that's okay. It doesn't need to be. It's its own language and it's its own system. And it's a language that helps describe the human experience. You can break the sky down into 12 houses, and each house, am I pointing at this right? And each house represents an area of life. That's pretty cool. So when this planet is over here, you can be like, oh, I should think about this area of my life. It's supposed to be a symbolic system, like a mirror to what we're feeling. It's supposed to be a vibe transmitter. Do you know what I mean? Like it just captures the vibe of what's going on. And if you don't get it, that's fine. Not my problem, not my issue. So why should people even use astrology? Well, because it's a tool. I use it as a tool. It's not just like, oh, what's your sun sign? It's a map. It's a whole map that you can use to guide yourself through this life. Because look at this, birth chart. Do you know how a birth chart is calculated? Probably not. Well, you're gonna learn right now. A birth chart is calculated the very moment you take your breath on this earth. You have a lot of planets and a lot of aspects. And that's why you can't just look at one person and be like, oh, you're a fucking Gemini? I fucking hate all Geminis. Well, maybe they're a Gemini sun, but do you know what their rising is? Because that might be a little bit more impactful. Do you know what their moon is? The way they think? Probably not. Everyone has a whole story to them, and it's unique to them. It's pretty fucking cool if you ask me. I mean, I think that's cool. This might trigger some of the astrology community members, but I don't think it predicts your life. I think it's supposed to be more of a tool to kind of interpret the themes and kind of like the vibes that are going on in your life. Because nothing is set in stone, and we all have free will. Surprise, we all got free will. Now, whether you believe in predetermination or free will or both or neither, that's not for me to say. That's for you. But I use astrology like therapy, but it's literally the sky and constellations instead of talking to like a real human being, which is probably what I need. Yeah, probably. Boom. Why I'm so fucked up. But according to the stars, astrology helps me understand myself without shame. Let me take the number one placement I think is an L, my Cancer rising. If you don't know what's going on with astrology, you're probably like, what the fuck does that even mean? That's okay. Your rising is the first sign of your house. Remember, this is the screenshot of the sky when you were first born, okay? This is very important. So this is more about like who you are fundamentally and how people initially see you. I've always been told I'm a sensitive boy. And I'm like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? My Libra sun is silly, goofy all the time. My Gemini moon, I'm thinking up ideas. A lot of my life too, I'm like, why am I so sensitive? I don't understand. I wish I wasn't like this. Well, babes, I have a Cancer rising. Of course I'm like this. Of course. Have you ever met a Cancer? So now I don't have to be like, oh, I'm broken. I can just be like, oh, damn, I was born this way. That's pretty cool, right? It's a redirection. Oh, why does my life suck so much? Saturn return, babes. Boom. This one's kind of freaky. Every time there's a Venus retrograde, I have exes messaging me back every single time. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a correlation. I don't know. Oh, my moon is in Gemini 12th house, and that's why I have anxiety and mental disorders. It's not just because I'm broken and stupid. All right. That one's a little tough because it's like, where do you find the balance between like I'm broken or it's just like I blame it on a planet in the sky. But you get the point where I'm coming at? Like, I could either spend my life being like, oh, the universe hates me just because I am the way that I am. Or I can look at it as like the universe is challenging me and these are the placements I've been given and it's my job in this lifetime to make it work. Do we see the vision that I have or am I fucking crazy? Which one? So I'm not saying astrology is going to fix you and it's all going to work out, but I think it helps see you as a person, not fix you, but see you as you are. Boom, a compass, not a crystal ball. Astrology can't predict everything. That's silly. Even my tarot cards don't do that. So astrology isn't about the fate of your life, but it's about focus. Ooh, that was pretty fucking good. I've always been on like a healing journey and like a shadow work journey just because like I have mental illness, so you kind of got to sort that out. Otherwise you go insane. Ha. So sometimes I need to ask myself, what areas in life should I be growing in right now? Or what themes keep repeating? Or what are the lessons I'm ignoring? Babe, I log on to my astrology app. Boom, it tells me right then and there. Moves in Cancer. I'm a Cancer rising. Of course I'm gonna be fucking moody all day. Not really. Okay, that's a really poor example. But let me tell you this. Jupiter just entered my 10th house of public relations and career. And a huge theme around my life currently is how I'm being perceived in the public and the career that I'm trying to build. Pretty cool that this is happening right after I graduate college. So you know what I mean? Like it gives me a good time and a good way to assess where I am in life, especially as a reminder of like, hey, maybe you should be focusing on this part of your life right now. And that could be really cool. Especially with Jupiter being in there, like, I think something good's gonna come. So it's not about the fate that you're in, but it's about a tool that you can use to focus in. Ooh, that's so good. You shouldn't be using it as a fixed map, because I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, but you should be using it as a GPS. Same thing with tarot readings. Same thing as any predictive measures. You shouldn't be using it as like an end-all be-all. This is how it's gonna be. You should be using it as a tool. Otherwise, you're gonna get yourself cut. I don't really know what that means. I just said it. Next slide. Sacred, silly, and real. Yeah. Astrology has always been used as a sacred tool. Dude, in the medieval days, they hired astrologers to predict things. That's... what? I'm not gonna say I was born in the wrong generation, but I would love to be a medieval wizard that literally was paid gold and shillings. Well, I don't know what the currency was, but it's paid to look at the stars and do magic. Hello, okay, you got to worry about racism and bubonic plague and poverty and probably dying at 25. And you know what? Let's just take all that negative stuff. All I'm trying to say is I want to be a wizard. Okay. My point is, it's always been a sacred tool. Cultures across the world has always used astrology as part of their culture, and they really mean it and they really live by it. And I like to use it as something silly, like, oh my God, my ex are texting me because Venus is in retrograde. And that's also why I hate myself right now. So I kind of do a little bit of both. It is very sacred to me. There's a historical meaning behind it. And astrology has a very strong language. And it's very symbolic. And that's why I think I love it, because when you really do a deep dive into it, you just like, there's patterns and it connects and all, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking nonsense. But then another part of me is like, oh, I can be silly goofy about this and use it to kind of explain silly things in my life. Bring that together, boom. That's what I do every day. Almost. Universal themes and personal echoes. I'm not sure if I'm doing the text thing right. I'm new to this, I'm sorry. But astrology often reflects human truths, power dynamics, change, loss, growth, a lot of human themes, you know? It shows us patterns and archetypes. Each of the 12 signs is an archetype of a human. And also the planets are kind of archetypes of certain vibes and energy. That sounded horrible, and I know that's not a good example. But my favorite one is, and it's a little bit lesser known, are the house systems. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but the sky is divided into 12 houses, and they all represent important themes that everyone will live through in life. Who you are, what you own, who your friends are, how you feel inside, outside, your career. It's literally all there. So that's why it's not about having to believe in like the planet as a god or these archetypes existing. It's more about a reflective tool. In conclusion, why does astrology matter? I hope I'm not sweating. Why does astrology matter? Who gives a it helps me make sense of the chaos in the world. I use it as a therapeutic tool, as a tool to do shadow work, as a tool to journal, and as a tool to grow as a human being. And whenever I'm lost in life and I don't know where I'm going or who I even am, I like looking up at the sky and how that relates to my birth chart and seeing the correlation between that. And it matters because it doesn't help just me, but it helps others too. It kind of fosters a community, and it's so silly. I love, my favorite thing ever is going to a party and talking about signs and being like, oh, you're a Capricorn, like could have clocked that one. They think I'm a Libra. Oh, you think I'm annoying and flirty? Like, yeah, probably. When you have something in common with someone, then you can talk about it, and that's how you make friends in society. Yay, friends, this is great news. Astrology also echoes the question of why am I like this? And why are things the way they are? So why does astrology matter, even if it's not real? It matters because we make it matter. Yay! It echoes the question of why am I like this? I don't have to just blame it on like a god making me this way or biology making me this way. I can be like, yeah, I'm like this because... Now I sound silly. I'm like this because when I was born, Jupiter was over there and the sun was over there. So when you think about historical transits, your own themes in life, using it as a tool, hey, it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. I think people should be allowed to believe in astrology and have fun with it. It doesn't have to be that serious, and it also can be serious, and who cares, right? Hey, thanks for watching. I have to go now, but you should totally subscribe and comment your top 3 signs. I have to go. Goodbye.